Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm sorry I've been away for a little bit. Life just gets crazy sometimes, and it was just one of those times. And so I am so glad to be back, and all is well on my end. Thank you so much for all of your reaching out to me, wondering what was going on. Everything is fine. I'm so glad to see you. I really have truly missed you. So today we are going to do your mid-October reading. This is good from now until mid-November. We'll take a look at your overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. So let's get into it. Let's see what we have on the horizon for you. Discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth, and spider spirit, make your dreams real. Yeah. Okay. So, here we are in October, kind of the spooky month, right? And I love this energy because, spiders are really creative because they build these beautiful webs, but they also kind of understand that there has to be a little bit of a plan when you're trying to make your dreams come real, right? You have to allow yourself to dream big, but then sometimes you have to sit down and you have to kind of strategize a little bit. You don't maybe have to know all of the plan, but you have to know some of it. And I think that there is some truth that you are kind of discovering. We have 2 eclipses in October. We had one yesterday with the new moon in Libra. Just this energy of finding out what it is, because that would be in your first house, right? And understanding what it is that you truly want for yourself, but then also sitting down and realizing that perhaps if some plans in the past have not come into fruition, that perhaps what you didn't have before was a true practical plan. This is the energy of understanding, okay, I have a dream, and now how am I going to get there, right? And you may not have to know every single step, okay? Once again, you may not have to know every single step, but there is something that you are truly wanting, and you're really ready to kind of like figure out, how am I going to get this, instead of just dreaming about it. You're getting up off the couch and you're taking action on it, right? Yeah, there is something that you really are wanting. So let's see, let's get into this. We're going to take a look at your present energy, any obstacles or areas of resistance on your path, and then finally advice from spirit. Okay, so wow. Okay, this is one of those readings where I feel like, especially with this new moon energy, and that will continue for the next 3 or 4 days. And then we have another eclipse later in October. This is the energy of truly understanding, like almost getting that epiphany moment where you understand what it is that you really and truly want. And I feel like it is something that you are remembering either from childhood or something in the past that you had that you really and truly wanted to either pursue, or a person or a situation in the past that you would like to kind of reconnect to. There is this energy of kind of like sitting, meditating, or just being quiet, allowing yourself to kind of go back in time to a time when you felt really good about your life. And you were perhaps with somebody that made you really happy, or you had a job or a career that felt very fulfilling, gave you a sense of purpose. There's something here where you're having this moment when you're quiet, right? And that's hard, but quiet. And understanding that there is something from the past that you're reconnecting to in the heart space, right? It does not have to be a person, but it's some situation. It could even be a childhood memory that's coming back to you. And all of a sudden you realize, wow, I'm so far away from that. It's almost like I get this energy of a huge gap between what you wanted or what you had at one time and where you are, and understanding that you want to go home. There's almost this energy of I want to go home. Really almost emotional, I have to say. This energy of really realizing that you are so far from home, and so far perhaps from who you want to be or where you want to go. Because you have the unfinished symphony and you have the TikTok and you have the fork in the road. I think you made a decision a long time ago. Okay, it could have even been literally when you were a child. You made some decision. You had this a moment in time where you went in one direction and you made that choice. Okay, perhaps because of something that was bothering you, or you were concerned about the competition of, going on a certain career path, or perhaps a love of your life that you just felt like it would never work out, or something like that. There's something where you're going back in time, literally. And I know this is divine timing, but I think that this is remembering a time where you made a decision. And it's almost like you can pinpoint, okay, when you made that decision and how your life changed completely because of that. And there's something about going back to that time, in almost like in your mind. It could be, while you're meditating in your mind's eye, but you're also understanding that you want to go back in time. It's this almost like time travel, right? You want to go back in time back to that point where you made this decision. You made some decision at one point that has taken you away from what it is that you truly want. And it's almost, they're saying train wreck. I'm not saying, Libra, that that decision became kind of like a train wreck for your life, but it's almost like you're recognizing that when you made that decision, you went down a path that led you to where you are now, but it's so far from where you want to be. Now, I also I want to put this out there, that there is no decision that we make, right? There is no decision that we make that will not allow things that we are meant to experience to come onto our path. So please don't feel like there's almost this energy of regretting some decision that you made in the past, thinking it was a mistake. It was not a mistake, okay? I want you to know it was not a mistake. At this point, you may be feeling, I wish I hadn't made that choice. But let's take a look at your spiritual path, because this is a very spiritual reading. If you had not made that decision and gone onto this path, right, you would not have gained the wisdom, the insight, the spiritual evolution, the personal growth that you have acquired because you took that fork in the road. You made that decision. And you may be far from where it is that you thought you would be, or you wanted to be, or something like that. But there's this opportunity, what I want you to know, to return, to come back to what it is, to come back home. There's this energy of going back home. I want to go home. And I feel as if that is exactly where you're going. You have the King of Swords, your energy, right? Page of Pentacles. You've learned something on this, and now it is inspiring you. It is inspiring you to go back in time. And I know you're not literally getting in a time machine and going back in time, but it's like going back to that situation and understanding, okay, now I recognize what it is that I needed to learn. Once again, what you learned on your path, once you made that decision, is now helping you to kind of go back in time and allow yourself to become more aligned, even more so in where it is that you are meant to go and what you are meant to be. This is my spiritual teacher card, okay? You have gone on a journey that is helping you to become a spiritual leader, a trailblazer, a healer for other people. If you had not taken this, let's call it a detour, right? This fork in the road, you went down this path, right? You may be feeling right at this time that you wish you hadn't taken this path. But here's the thing. That insight and wisdom is now giving you the ability to be a leader, a spiritual leader, healer, mentor for other people, to be a teacher, to help other people to understand the wisdom that you have gained, that now instead of being the student, you can become the teacher. Yes, and look, this is helping you to manifest your 10 of Cups. This is the law of attraction card, right? By the book. Following the law of attraction in order to bring in that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? And the pot of gold can represent the person, because this new moon in Libra was in your first house. The person, the identity, the who you wanted to be. Perhaps at one point you had that glimmer and now you're recognizing I'm so far from that, and then returning. This is almost like, this is incredible, because it's almost like, I feel like you're almost becoming a Hercules. So, you know, the Herculean energy of, oh my goodness, now I get it. It's almost like this focused energy of understanding, of having the clarity of what it is that you want to either do, okay, your life purpose, or perhaps who you want to be with. It's this clarity of understanding. I went on this crazy wild goose chase, perhaps, or this path, and it has given me the insight of knowing exactly what it is that I want. You know, it's very much the Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, right? She thought she wanted to leave home, but then when she goes to the world of Oz, she realizes she just wants to go home. It's that same type of energy of wanting to just click your heels 3 times and then you're home again, right? And I feel like you have that ability. There's almost something magical about all of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your present energy. So the reason that all of this is kind of time travel is because you have 6 of Cups, right? Something sweet. And once again, it could be from childhood. It could be a career that you always wanted as a child, but then at some point you chose not to go down that path. It could be a relationship from the past that you really and truly want to reconnect with. This could be family, this could be friends, this could be a romantic partner. This is somebody or something that had that energy with when you were with this person or in this situation or doing whatever it is this represents, right? You had that energy of being at home with yourself. You felt comfortable, you felt loved, you felt appreciated, but something may have happened and you decided that wasn't for you anymore, right? But now you're realizing that you want that connection again. You want that heart-to-heart connection again. And once again, it does not have to be a person. It could be that sense of purpose in your life. It could be that you understand that when you're at work, whatever your work is, right? You want to feel connected to your customers, your clients, your patients, whoever it is that you're working with. That this is the sweet reward of life. Really beautiful, powerful energy of no longer allowing yourself to kind of hold back from what it is that you want. You're seeing crystal clear, crystal clear. I can't speak crystal clear, but you're seeing it for the first time. You're having that heart-to-heart connection once again of understanding that's exactly what I want. I had it at one time, or I had a glimpse of it at one time, and I gave it up to go on some other path, and that path did not work out the way I wanted it to, but it did give you insight and wisdom, and it also gave you the clarity of what it is that you want. Wow. Okay, yes, you have the 6 of Cups again, the Ace of Cups, wanting victory in this situation, something that really and truly, okay, connected at your heart, something that was just so profound within your own heart. And I feel like you want to either reconnect, send out your love to this person, or perhaps, you know, you want to share, okay, what it is, your creation, your artwork, your healing abilities. You want to share this with other people because you recognize that this is when you feel successful. You're getting the same cards over and over again. This energy is like profound. You understand, whoa, this is what I am meant to do. This is what I am meant to be. This is who I am meant to be with. It's one of those epiphanies where you just have this crystal clear focus of what it is that you want and need. Okay, so let's take a look at your obstacle. Yeah, I think that you've been kind of trying to overthink this, okay? This is understanding, no, wait a minute, this is a heartfelt decision. I want to move towards listening to my heart in what it is that I want for myself and where it is that I want to go and who I want to be with. Instead of thinking about it, right? Using your head, your logic in order to make decisions, you're really tapping into your heart. I feel like part of this is the wisdom that in the past, when you had this fork in the road, you made this decision, right? This was all based on perhaps what your head told you. You could have gotten caught up in your fears about something, or you could have gotten caught up in your anger or your emotions towards somebody else. You may have made a decision in the past, but you were you made the decision out of either fear or your ego talking to you. And now what you're understanding is that you have learned, by going on this detour, you have learned how to listen to your intuition, to tap into what it is that your heart truly desires, and making decisions based on that instead of based on your fears. Okay, so let's take a look at your advice. Yeah, look at this. You have the Hermit. You're the wise one. This has all led you to understanding, right? That you have all the answers that you are seeking within yourself, that you are the wise one because of this detour that you have gone on, and understanding that you have the power in order to kind of bring this balance, and that's your energy, right? The Justice card, that sense of balance. Look, we have two animals here, and the lion tamer in the middle is balancing the energy of these two strong animals, keeping them in control, I guess, right? Because there is that balance, and then exchanging gifts, the energy of give and take, of understanding that when life is in balance, right? When we have that give and take within ourselves and also within our relationships and situations, that is where the sweetness lies. And I feel like you may have had that at one time. And then it got out of balance and you made a decision to leave something instead of working to have balance back in that situation or relationship. Wow, powerful, because I feel like part of this is that you're understanding that sometimes you may have walked away from people or situations because they were out of balance. So you were seeking balance. You left a situation because you didn't have perhaps the tools or the insight about how to bring situations or relationships back into balance, right? You could have been over giving in situations, hoping that would bring in balance, but that doesn't bring in balance, right? Or you could have been trying to over control a situation in order to bring it into balance. But you've learned, no, wait a minute, that doesn't bring it into balance, right? It's that energy exchange that comes from the heart of understanding that there has to be an equal give and take in whatever situation or relationship we're in that helps us to have that balance in our situations or relationship. You may have had to work on communication skills or maneuvering, right? Learning how to be flexible and compromising in situations. But once again, I think for a lot of you Libras, you are probably overgiving or compromising in those situations. Now you've understood, you've learned that you have to keep yourself in mind. You have to make sure that you're listening to your own heart, that you're making decisions based on what is best for you and best for the person that you are growing into. Beautiful energy, because look, it does lead you to your 10 of Cups. I feel like you may have left your 10 of Cups at some point. And now you are coming back around to your 10 of Cups. Now that does not mean that you have to go back exactly to the same person or exactly to the same job or something like that. But you're understanding that you want to go back to something very much like that. Yeah. I mean, you have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Swords, you know, wanting to see clearly, to be grounded, to work on things, right? The Knight of Pentacles works on things, is willing to put the work into something so that it can last long term. Once again, it could be a partnership, it could be a relationship, it could be a romantic connection. It's the energy of, I want to work on this. I'm willing to put the time and energy into something instead of perhaps just leaving, right? Or somebody could have left you, but you're learning the energy of not over giving, not over compromising, not over controlling situations, of having that heart-to-heart conversation with people, of not being fearful that if you're speaking your truth, right? You're speaking your truth to somebody, that they're going to abandon you, reject you, or, run away, something like that. There is this energy of understanding that when you're with the right person, you can have that connection. You can share your deep, dark truths with somebody else. Yeah, truths are sometimes revealed during eclipses. So you could be discovering a truth, okay, about somebody from the past. You could even have somebody from the past reaching out to you at this time. That would be very much, yeah. Yes, and it is really somebody. I feel like you have the King and the Queen of Swords here. Could be a fellow air sign, hearing some good news, wanting to make sure that you have those healthy boundaries set, and that you're allowing yourself to defend what is right for you, not over giving in a situation, allowing yourself to know what is your truth and allowing yourself to go and make your dreams real. Wow, powerful energy here, very spiritual. Okay, so let's pull a soul truth card for you. In Libra, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Yeah, there is this energy where you could have, because of whatever happened in the past, you could have a little bit of shame based on some decision that you made in the past, right? But I feel like what you're doing, because you have the Hermit card, you're seeing the wisdom in all of this. You're understanding that this was all divinely timed. This was part of your soul contract. You're understanding that, okay, I'm wiser because of this situation. And sometimes what we have to do is radically accept what has happened in the past and sit with it a little bit, perhaps discover the truth of it, discover how it has changed us and allowed us to see what it is that we truly want as we move forward. All right, the feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? Yes, and I feel like that's what you're stepping into. You're understanding it's time to heal this, whatever this situation is. Returning back to something and understanding that it is time to heal that, to make amends with somebody if needed, or if somebody is reaching out to you, to allow the healing to occur. Does not mean, forgiveness does not mean you condone what somebody else has done, right? But it is that energy of healing the situation so that it can be in balance. And that is the key here, coming back in balance. All right. Well, I'm going to leave it there, Libra. I wish you so much love and light. Thank you so much for all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.